So, you had a question, and I'm the man with the plan and the answer. Probably. I don't know. I have enough Google and ChatGPT to help me out, so I probably have the answer. It's all stirring up here in the noodle and the wig. It's very tight, very itchy. I'm not having fun at the moment. We already wasted 20 seconds. Okay. Cell phone addiction should be considered a real addiction because, okay, let me cook. Because it already shows the same patterns as other behavioral addictions. The issue with some of the addictions isn't, it's not all about chemicals in the brain, like dopamine, then mostly dopamine, but there's other behavioral addictions that go into it. Like, I like doing this so much so that that's all I'm going to think about, and that's all I'm going to really try to do. That's what gambling addiction comes in. You really like doing it enough that it starts to mess with your head. No bueno. Don't do it, kids. Unless it's blackjack. Blackjack is the only okay addiction. It's kind of like how you can only be racist against French people. I would know. So, behavioral addictions do exist. Well, the main one that I'm going to focus on is gambling addiction, because cell phone and mobile game addiction shares a lot of similarities with gambling addiction. It's this why schools have put in a multitude of rules and boundaries against cell phone usage in the classrooms and even in the school. There's a multitude of schools, and I think even in the whole state of Texas, where cell phones are just purely banned in schools because of the behavioral issues with it. So, you remove the problem, you remove that. Pretty good logic, right? I think we could all agree. We, you and me, Okay. I don't rock with the phone bans, but what can you do? What are you gonna do? So, okay. So there's times that we can see where it's not seen as like hi, you get to see my full face now. There's different times, especially in just the day, where we can see this addiction coming in. Like, even there's people that doom scroll before bed because they feel like they can't really get like a good night's sleep without having that doom scroll before, or at least checking on all their social media, making sure their story is holding up well, their snap score is still good. They're getting enough views on their latest post, stuff like that, where like they have to check, they have to upkeep it, and they have to make sure that everything's going good on there, even though they don't really need to. Even if everything is still fine, even if everything's going well, they still feel like they need to be on it and checking it to stay updated with the outside world. Now, a lot of that came from COVID, when everything was online. So, it's somewhat reasonable, but that's like when everyone gets low on money, so they go over to the casinos to get more money, Like, it's still kind of no bueno, And, let's see. La-da-da-da-da. That was weird. La-da-da-da-da. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I wrote down for this. Escalation, psychological withdrawal, story time. So, cooking. Story time. Let's see, 4 minutes in, we're doing good. I'm gonna make this like 15 minutes or something, just so I can get all of it. And make sure that you don't dock me points, please. This wig is very itchy. I'm doing this for you. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, I'm gonna say this near word for word, okay? Okay, people lose control of time when they're on their cell phone. You think that they're gonna check their phone for like a second just to like I was saying, they're gonna keep up with their Snap score, they're gonna check their latest Instagram post, they're gonna check their DM, stuff like that, and then they end up doom scrolling for like an hour on TikTok. No bueno. But that's like that's the behavioral stuff. They don't end up doing their schoolwork because they were doing on that, so now their grades are dropping, and it's more no bueno. And they don't sleep as much because they're up scrolling. Some of them just do it before bed, and the blue lights from the screens have an effect on your brain that pushes back the melatonin production, which is a chemical that you need that pretty much like tells your brain to go to sleep, and it helps you sleep longer and better. So when you have the screen right before and after bed, well, not after, but like when you wake up, then it's no bueno for your sleep, and you don't feel as well rested. You're not getting as good enough rest as you would if you didn't have that. So it's recommended by a multitude of different scientists and organizations that you don't have screens within an hour before you try to go to sleep. Normal conversations get interrupted by automatic glances at the screen. So if I'm like talking with someone, I might like pull out my phone and be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna check the time real quick," but we still need the it's still I'm checking my phone. I'm seeing like what's going on, like all that's happening. Yeah, and most of it's pretty. Most of it's not even like I was saying with like checking the time. Not all of it's like if I'm talking with someone, it's not gonna be like, okay, hang on, is it gone long enough? I need to look at my phone for a bit. Most of it's just like compulsive because you've been doing it so much and for so long, like an addiction. No bueno, with drinking and gambling, and mostly gambling. Times get low, you go to the casino, you get a few $100, or if you lose a few $100. Only if you play bad. Things get low, you can doom scroll Instagram, see how good everyone else's lives are, or look at funny cat videos. Either or is really fine. I do both. Withdrawal shows up even without substance. Take the phone away and there's irritability, tension, and restless checking. Phantom vibrations convince people their phone is buzzing when it didn't. The mind keeps reaching for it. That's psychological withdrawal. When you take your phone away from like your kids or something, I don't know if you do, but like we're gonna pretend that we both do. You take your phone away from my dog is being weird. You take the phone away from the kiddos, and then they not automatically, but they try their best to try to like, they come into your room when you're sleeping, and then you like, they yoink it. They take that. This wig is very itchy, and the sleeves are too short, but I still look fire. Okay. Hold up, I messed up. Grammatical error. Sweet. No, because they still feel like, I need it. They're fiending for it because they're addicted. Especially with, like I was saying, there was the, sorry, this is kind of scattered. No bueno, no quiero biblioteca. I don't have I have an outline for the script, but I don't like following outlines for speeches. Okay. Yeah, like I was saying with what was I talking about? Is the phantom buzzing? Oh, kids stealing phone. Sorry, I'm tweaking. They try to come in and they try to steal that phone back so they can have it, because they need it, because they're addicted. I feel like I was talking to someone after that. Hang on, I'm trying to think. There's I'm trying not to make this look like it's all just filler for 10 minutes and then calling it good. I'm trying to like get some stuff out there. I have my sources too. I'll put them down in the description. What was I talking about? I know it was something related to gambling. Oh yeah, enough people do it that it also should be globally recognized. Especially like I was saying earlier with COVID. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. When it was over with COVID, like I was saying, everyone was doing it, so now not everyone, but a lot more people became they started gaming a lot more, and so they're like gaming on their phone. So there's a bunch of Clash Royale is a big one right now, where kids are not fully addicted to it, but they feel like they really like it, and they feel like they like need to keep up with it. So I wouldn't say the Clash Royale is a full addiction, but I would say that like a mobile games, because we saw the old ones like Temple Run was one of the big ones that like I felt like I needed to play just to like stay good at it, but I just needed that little hit. I know I said that issue isn't chemicals, but there's still the dopamine hit that hits, especially when there's a study that happened a while back about kids in their games versus doing homework, where they were talking about how the kids, it's about what's it about? Something about kids, homework, and video games, where when they're playing a video game, not the reaction, not the outcome, but like when they do something automatically else happens, and so they get an automatic reaction outcome. I can't find the right word for it, so we're just gonna use that for now. But they find that, and they're like, ooh, things are happening. I feel like I'm making progress with it. You play Clash Royale, you get some more trophies, you eventually get to the next arena. You're making progress with exactly what you're doing. When you turn in your homework, when you do your homework, you feel like you just filled out a sheet of paper, and now what else do you do? Like nothing like really happens until you turn it in, and that delayed reaction is no bueno for the kids with these kind of behavioral addiction issue disorder withdrawal thingies. There's a lot of words. So many words. I think also what ties into it is with everyone going over to TikTok and everything, the videos on there, you can upload longer videos on TikTok, but no one's really going to watch them because they're there to scroll. So everyone's attention spans are so short spanned that they don't want to do like these long essay type things. They don't want to have prolonged mindful, not usage, that's not the right word, but like what's like dealership, like they don't want to deal with it in their head because like there's too much stuff. If I'm writing 5 pages, I'm not, you know me, but if I'm writing 5 pages, well, I might, you don't know, maybe you do, but if I'm writing 5 pages about something that I'm not interested in, it's probably either not going to be a good 5 pages, or it's not going to be 5 pages period. While if I was writing about Clash Royale or something, it would be like 8, because that's like, ooh, I'm geeked into this, and so they can have like it more goes into the dopamine because they're talking about something that they really like to do, or it's like a addict talking about like their gambling night, they're tweaking about it, they love it, so they're not gonna do it, and it's no bueno. Let's see, what else is there? Hang on. Excuse me, dang. Oh, I hurt. Let's see. Tolerance develops fast. A quick check turns into constant monitoring. We used to feel like enough stimulation stops satisfying. It's like the more you do it, the less you feel from it. That's not de-escalation. I can't find words right now. I blame this wig. People scroll more, bounce between apps, and hunt for something new every few minutes. Escalation, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, it's desensitization. That's what it is. It's kind of like how when people, like if I work in the morgue, I'll be desensitized to like seeing dead bodies because I see it so much. If I'm on my phone so much, then I'll become like more used to just seeing like over and over things. So they start looking more frequently for something new. You know what I'm talking about? You might. I don't know. 15 minutes. We're doing good, I think. I don't know. That impairment shows up everywhere. In classrooms, attention collapses, like I was saying. Like no one wants to have no one has a higher attention span than like 5 seconds anymore. Like statistically, the attention spans in youth have dropped. At home, conversations get fragmented. People use phones while driving even though they know the risk. Addiction is defined by continued behavior despite consequences, and this fits that definition. Gamblers might still be addicted to gambling even though they've already lost so much money from it that they're like, okay, you know what? 99% quit before they hit big. I'm going to be that 1% that hits big. So, they keep checking it even though they know the consequences of if they don't hit big. And I go the same with the attention collapses. Like, statistically, it has dropped. I didn't research this part. Hang on. In attention span in adolescence. Hang on. You look up like average attention. Yeah. No. No, I was not prepared for this. No, that's the wrong. Okay, I know it's here somewhere. That's AI. Yeah, okay, hold up. This isn't the one I saw before. Sorry, I'm kind of dragging this. This isn't the one I saw before, but attention span fell from 12 seconds in 2000 to 8 seconds in 2013. That's when a lot of thingies started popping up. Just saying. And I bet it's fallen more now with like TikTok and everything. Like there's a bunch of kids that even say that they have ADHD because one of the main I don't want to say symptoms, but like things of ADHD is like a shorter attention span, or you just get distracted more easily. It's not even a shorter attention span. It's just you get distracted much more easily, and so they think it's just a shorter attention span, even though that's just caused by their cell phone addiction because they use it so much that they're like, okay, I expect this, and this so quickly that they like stop paying attention. They're like, oh, I had ADHD, and then they get like this, and this, and then they like, I don't know, don't have to pay attention for more. I don't know what IEDs or 504s do. I need to probably look into that too. I was not fully prepared. I thought I was cooking with this, but yeah. Phones become avoidance tools instead of dealing with stress, boredom, or discomfort. People bury themselves in screens, like I was saying before. If your life's not going good, you might go see how good someone else's life is. The phone becomes the first response to any emotional strain. That's dependence. It replaces active coping with escape. So instead of actually going to a therapist because your life is doo-doo, you just scroll on your phone, call it good. Then you fall asleep doing it, you wake up and you do it again. Life sucks and you die. So, I'm not done. I still got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. Sorry, I love that movie. Denial follows predictable patterns. People claim complete control while their screen time data says otherwise. They excuse it because everyone else does it. Normalization doesn't erase the behavior. Addiction doesn't stop being addiction because it's common. Like I was saying, everyone else started to do it. Like a lot more people started to go into that because of like the pandemic and everything. So now everyone's on the screens, everyone's on the games, Black Ops was tough, but like no bueno. See, I know you agree. Some argue it's just modern life. Like saying modern, it's COVID that misses the criteria entirely. Cultural trend can still carry harm. Popularity doesn't cancel out dysfunction. Popularity doesn't cancel out dysfunction. It's still no bueno. I think it was like Vivian. I think her thing was like like mental illnesses or mental disorders in social media and why it's become trendy. Popularity doesn't cancel out dysfunction. Even if everyone's sitting on their phones, it's still no bueno and should be considered an addiction. Recognizing cell phone addiction is a real condition gives structure to how schools, families, and individuals address it. It removes the personal blame framing. It allows early intervention instead of waiting for the behavior to solidify in adult habits. Dang, what the heck did I take before writing this? I sound so good. Yeah. If we recognize it as a real thing, that we can find different coping strategies and stuff to actually deal with it. And we can solve the problem of many things, like cell phone addiction, which should be considered a real condition. Because I have a whole paper looking on it. Tech design makes this outcome inevitable. Apps are built to maximize engagement. Like I was saying, there's like TikTok and everything, and like Clash Royale where everything is like so immediate. Like the max time that you can spend in Clash Royale in one match is 5 minutes. So if you're like, oh, if you have time between sets at the gym, then you can be like, oh, I can just play a little Clash match. And then you play like 8. So that's maximized engagement. That's good for like a bunch of the different companies and everything that they want to keep you engaged as long as possible, because right now, especially with everyone's attention span going down, that's like one of the main things is they're fighting for everyone's attention. My thing, this wig is no winner. There's supposed to be like a little like black cap over it, but I low-key don't have that. Yeah, holy hairline. It is not with this wig. Yeah. Apps are built to maximize engagement. Designers use reward schedules known for creating compulsion. The behavior isn't random, it's the logical result of deliberate engineering. I don't know what the heck I was on. I don't know. I sound way too techy. Did I write this? ChatGPT came into my Google Doc and just messed with it, didn't it? No, I know it did. I don't know. I think I was listening to Minecraft music, so I was in a flow state. But yeah, everyone's fiending over the phones. And yeah, no bueno. Long-term effects are visible. Focus weakens. Less attention span. Task persistence drops because everyone just wants to go over to their phone instead of actually like dealing with what they have to actually deal with. People struggle with basic self-regulation because constant stimulation reshapes attention habits. I can't talk. Yeah. These effects follow users from adolescence into adulthood. By the way, I know I just said it's AI, but I know adolescence is like 13 to 18. I know what that means. I know that word. It's like when I used tarnished in my last paper. I know what that word means. Okay, I know these things. Don't let them tell you otherwise. They don't know what they're talking about. There's also the mental health factor. Excessive use lines up with anxiety spikes and attention issues. Yeah, if you're on your phone for a lot, you kind of there's anxiety issues that pull up. My sources talk about them, but I'm not reading all that. Well, I kind of did, but like I'm not trying to repeat it. The phone may not cause these problems directly, but it amplifies them. That's constant with how other addictions interact with underlying vulnerabilities. You were first stressed about the test tomorrow. You were first stressed about that, and you're like, okay, let me just chill for a little bit. I'm gonna scroll on my phone for like 20 minutes, and then it's like 3 hours later, you take a nap. You don't know where any of your socks are, and your pants are on the ceiling. You know, you're like, you don't know what happened. You blanked out. You're on your phone. You take a nap. Naps after school go hard, but like they're pretty weird. They're a fever dream. I think that's what a fever dream means. Hold up. I'm learning so many new things today. Vivid, often surreal, and sometimes frightening dream that occurs when body temperature is elevated due to fever illness. Yeah, it's a fever dream. It's crazy. Dang, I'm white. No bueno. So yeah. And then boom. You're not ready for the test. your stress gets amplified. Enough stress has actual physical uh pardon. What is the word I'm looking for? Dictionary.com. We're going to look at the daily dictionary and then we're going to do the wordle because I feel like it. All right, what's the word of the day? Word of the day. It's going to inspire me. Word of the day. Alchemy. I know what this one means. I know what alchemy is. What was I talking about? It's what was I talking about? After school nap. Stress. And I stress about the test. And I stress about more things. It has real physical not temperaments. It does stuff to your body that you don't want it to do. So if you have enough stress, then you can get like physically sick. You know, like physical things will actually start coming up into your life that it's no bueno to deal with if you're still having like you have stress and then you have this on top of it and then you have Stacy didn't like your post from 2 days ago and now you guys are like breaking up. It's crazy. You're feeding over this. It's all you can think about. I can stop whenever I want, guys. That's consistent with how addictions interact with underlying vulnerabilities. Yep. Money issue, you go gambling. Social issue, yeah, a lot of social issues can go into self-phone addiction because of the disconnect and the reconnect online. I can be whoever I want to be online and no one can judge me. The argument that everyone uses phones doesn't hold. The food is universal and people still develop food addictions. I do research food addictions. I know there's a bunch of them, but like I don't know that much about them. Exercise is healthy and people still develop exercise addictions. Now this has gone off the rails. Hang on. Exercise edition. Hold up. Damn, that got me nowhere. Oh, okay. It's okay. So body dysmorphia, from what I'm reading, body dysmorphia, you don't think that you look that good, so you're addicted with exercising like as much as you physically can until you like break. Okay. I don't know what food addiction is. I don't know if it's like just gluttony or like or if you're too skinny so you don't eat. Not too skinny. If you think that you're too fat and you want to get skinny, you just don't eat. Cause I don't know. Food addiction, I feel like I'm pretty addicted to food. I kind of need it. I don't know. Exercise is something people a tools use. I choose universality. 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 Universality doesn't block misuse. So because so many people do it, doesn't mean that it's okay. No bueno. Self-harm behavior matches addiction markers, compulsion, tolerance, withdrawal, impairment, and denial. I can stop whenever I want. Refusing to name it only hides a problem. Naming it lets people see where control was lost and take it back. Yeah, it pretty much covers. Let's see. What are all the symptoms of addiction? Symptoms needed for addiction. What is it, like diagnosis? I don't care about help. I just need this information. Substance use. Yeah, we're gonna look at drugs. How about we do that? I don't know. Okay, maybe let's not look at drugs. That stuff's just like that's going cold turkey and you just like pass out. Sounds right, but like yeah. At their lowest is when you see someone for the realist. I don't know how that ties into that. I forgot what I was talking about again, but like I've gone on for 30 minutes. I feel like it. I feel like this was good. I feel like this was helpful. If you just like cut out all the things, all the random stuff that I said. And we're at 30 minutes in what was supposed to be a 10-minute TED talk, but it's 10 o'clock right now. I'm kind of eepy. I'm a little bit of an eepy boy. I tend to be. You know, it's that dang phone. Mom always said, tragic. What happened at the moose accident? What a shame. But yeah, that's about it. It should be because it fits most of the requirements. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna crash out. Requirements for addiction. What the heck is this? State requirements include a minimum AAS degree and 45 degrees of chemical dependence specific. What are you talking about? Okay, it is chemical stuff, but most of it's chemicals. Most of addiction is just chemical stuff, but all the cell phone things are just like dopamine, so most of it's just behavioral. I'm like, it could be worse. You could be addicted to meth. It could be worse. It's not the worst addiction, but I do think that it should still be classified as a recognized and a very real problematic addiction, especially now with a bunch of things going on. Fun fact. I feel like I had a story time earlier that I forgot about. Oh no, hang on. Okay, but first, fun fact, did you know that so many people AI generated, like they took people and they AI generated Charlie Kirk's face onto them, that whenever AI is inbreeding with art, by the way, so like when there's so much AI art that whenever AI is making an art piece, it will reference other AI art, so it's inbreeding on itself. For what it's making. But did you know that there's so much Charlie Kirk AI out there that it's inbreeding on the Charlie Kirk things? So when it's looking out for references, so like there's a slight chance that whenever you're AI generating like an image of someone, that they'll just be Kirkified, and I think that's hilarious. But story time. I'm gonna shorten this down to like 3 minutes and 35 seconds. So my mom works at a school and she teaches little ones, and they're low-key annoying. And there was this one little one. We're gonna call him Timmy, cause little Tim Tom. Timmy has behavioral issues because he may or may not be well, I guess not right now because it's not recognized. Have an addiction to his iPad that makes him problematic in class, where he starts acting out and throwing things, and more stuff that I can't remember, but I know that the story was graphic. And then so they put him in like a separate room, and he's like having a crash out over there, and then they call up his parents because he can't be in the school anymore. He's a containment breach, which isn't the right word, but you know what I'm talking about. No bueno. And calls up their parents, and his mom's coming, and she's like, sorry, I was waiting for it. Calls up his mom, and her mom, and the mom is like, okay, well, just let him know that I have his iPad, and I'm coming to get him, and I have it like ready to play for him, so he can calm down now. And so that's like causing behavioral is it misconduct? What does misconduct mean? Unacceptable and inappropriate. Yeah, he's causing misconduct in his classroom. And that's his way to like get back on his mobile games. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Ooh, 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 look what I've been saying. Ooh, ooh, I need it. I can stop whenever I want, but I need it. I need it. Behavioral issues, behavioral addiction. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, no attention span. Ooh, compulsion. Ooh, I need it. Would you look at that? And then he went home and he played Steal a Brain Rot, and everyone lived happily ever after. And yeah, I think that was more than what I reckon. No, I have 30 seconds left. I'm wearing a George Washington costume because my sister wore it for Halloween, and I felt like it was a good way to keep your attention on the screen. even while hiding like half my face most of the time. But I think it worked out pretty well. Hang on, I have 15 seconds until it's exactly 35 minutes. I want to stop it right when. But yeah, self-addiction should be considered and recognized as a real condition, and that's why I'll put all the sources down in the description. And I have 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Goodbye.